Hi you guys, welcome back. Blazy here. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to start on our makeup. Blaze always wants to be in the video, if you know what I mean. Always trying to hog the spotlight. However, I am going to start doing my brows, and I am using my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is personally my favorite way to fill in my brows. I just love this brow pencil. This is the shade number 5. I feel like personally the color is amazing. It works for my skin tone and also my hair color, but the pencil is really fine, so it helps to fill in the brows, and it's really smooth so it doesn't tug or transfer, because that's a big thing I find with eyebrow pencils. Jesus, I can't talk. It's 12:30 in the morning. Right now I am taking glycerin soap on an eyebrow spoolie, and I am using that to sort of set the brows. I wanted it to still kind of be a little natural, so I brushed them upwards to brush out the product that I put in, but also give it a like fluffy kind of look. Then I am taking my Benefit Boying Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 8. I believe I used the shade number 9 underneath my brows, because I think I used number 9 for my concealer today. So after concealer, I am taking the ABH eyeshadow primer, because I knew I was going to be working with color. So this primer, you don't have to set down. It does dry down to a nice matte finish. However, it makes the eyeshadows really vibrant. So I am first taking the Jaclyn Hill Morphe little eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the shade Inside Job. This is the collaboration that she did with Morphe probably back in 2017, 2018, years ago, back when I was on Morphe's PR list. And this is the Dark Magic palette. The dark green in this palette is so beautiful. So I'm taking a really tiny Sigma brush just to put that into the inner corner, or inner crease and the outer crease, and then blend that all out. I'm going to use this Milani That Deep eyeshadow to blend that out. This palette is their Gilded Jade palette. It's a super pigmented eyeshadow palette that is just so beautiful, with lots of greens and golds and everything like that. So I'm taking this Coastal Scents eyeshadow brush, and I'm just using that to blend that shade out. In hindsight, I probably should have stopped here, but I didn't. So I am taking the Sassy CNS palette from Dose of Colors, and I'm taking the shade Foxy with a Morphe blending brush, and I'm using this shade just to be my transition shade, so to speak. And then I'm going to take the shade Jaded out of that same Gilded Jaded palette from Milani, and I'm going to put that into the crease kind of right above the last shade that I applied. I'm going to use that to help blend those two shades out and blend that into the transition shade. And like I said, in hindsight, I probably could have stopped with the last step, because this didn't make too much of a difference, but I never know when to stop. So I'm going to go back in with Inside Job, just a little bit more of that, and just pack that on and really deepen and darken the crease. I personally felt like this shade wasn't dark enough, and it wasn't giving me the dimension that I thought I wanted. So I took Temptress out of the same Dark Magic palette from Morphe with a Stilazzi eyeshadow brush, and I'm just applying that to the outer edge, and then I'm going to work that into the crease. I know this look is not for everyone, and honestly it wasn't for me either. I kind of debated going back and forth, kind of like, did I want to post this video, did I not want to post this video? But I realized that I don't post a lot of color looks, so I kind of wanted to post it just so I had it, and I can say that I'm kind of like stepping out of my comfort zone, because boy is this out of my comfort zone. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is an oldie but a goodie, and an F70 concealer brush from Sigma, and I'm just using that to blend that out. And then I'm going to take the Morphe, I think this is the Ice Fantasy 35 eye palette. This palette is so pretty, with a lot of pastels and iridescent colors, and I'm taking the shade Flash Freeze. It's kind of like a minty kind of mint green kind of shade, and I'm taking a Stilazzi eyeshadow brush. This brush is pretty fluffy, and wherever I applied that Urban Decay Primer Potion is a nice tacky base, so this is going to help stick to it. I took it a step further and I took the shade Co's. This is like a mineral powder. I just had this in my pigment collection and I knew that I wanted to do a look using it. It's from Co's and it's called Raw. I don't know, I've never heard of the brand, but it somehow found its way into my collection. So I applied that over the top of Ice Freeze, and then I'm using a fluffy brush just to blend everything together. Next, I'm taking some Inglot gel eyeliner in the shade number 77, and I'm going to do a wing liner. You won't see when I smoked this out because I did it on an Instagram video, because I kind of was not feeling just the straight, sleek winged liner. I kind of wasn't feeling that, so I took Temptress. You won't see it like I mentioned. I took Temptress on a blending brush and I just blended it back and forth, just to smoke that out and make it a little more like smoky, diffused. So I'm taking this Cover FX Hydrating Primer. This primer is really oily and I will never use it again because as dry as my skin can get, this is just not for me. But I took the Benefit Professional and I placed this into the cheek areas where I have larger pores just to blend, or I'm sorry, not to blend, just to pat that into the skin so that it fills in my pores. And then I brought back out my Pat McGrath's Skin Finish Foundation in Medium Deep 27. And I loved this foundation back when it came out, but I forgot how much it transfers and I don't like that. And it makes me look pretty orange, so I probably won't pick this foundation up out of my collection for a while again because it just didn't give. So now I'm cream contouring with the ABH cream bronzer rather, in the shade Chestnut with this Sigma Beauty brush, and I'm just applying this to the outer perimeter of my face. This is kind of like a guideline for where I'll go in with powder a little later. And then I'm taking the Cakeless Concealer again in the shade number 8, and I'm going to blend this all out. After blending that all out with my Beauty Blender, I'm taking that same brush just to go around the edges to soften and blend the two together. I'm going to set the concealer with the Pat McGrath Sublime Setting Powder in the shade number Medium. I wanted to do a more natural kind of, as natural as I'm getting because the concealer is very light, but I wanted to set it instead of baking today, just to switch it up, you know. And then I'm going to take the Juvia's Place bronzing palette and I'm going to take the darker shade with a Morphe bronzing brush and use this into the hollows of the cheek and around the perimeter of the face, going over where we applied Chestnut, the cream bronzer from ABH, kind of going over that. I'm just blending everything together and adding a bunch of warmth and dimension back into the skin. I am also going to take a Sigma Beauty E39 blending brush and just use that to go down the sides of my nose and contour my nose. I did decide to go in and bake the side of my nose afterwards because we were already, you know, in with the drama, so I decided to keep going with that. I'm taking my Beauty Blender sponge and the Ben Nye Luxury Banana Powder, and I'm taking that on the sides of my nose just to snatch it and to clean up the contour that, you know, might have gotten wonky. So I'm taking a ColourPop Super Shock blush in Cruel Intentions with this cheek brush from Sigma. Now this blush was super light. I probably should have just grabbed Raspberry from Black Radiance because I really liked that pink, because I wanted a pink blush with this look and a gold highlight. So this is Marc Jacobs highlighter in Guilty. Marc Jacobs Beauty is no longer a thing. They just completely got rid of their makeup line, so you unfortunately won't be able to find this unless you find it at, like, you know, wherever they sell stuff like that they don't have anymore. I don't know, eBay, Amazon, things of that sort, maybe TJ Maxx, Marshalls, etc. For eyeliner, I wanted to use a color close to what was on the lid. This is a ColourPop Cream Gel Eyeliner in Icebreaker. If you are ever looking for an eyeliner that's creamy and super pigmented, these ColourPop ones, chef's kiss, amazing. Then I'm taking a flat definer brush at E15 from Sigma, and I'm taking the black Temptress shade, going right underneath of it. Now doing this is really going to define that color in your waterline. Like, it's really going to make it pop and stand out. I'm taking the green shade out of the Jaclyn Hill palette again and just using that to blend out the black. I wanted the lower lash line to be really blown out and super dramatic, so I'm taking that as well as the lighter green shade from the Milani palette and just going over the inner corner, the crease, and the lower lash line. So we're going to use mascara, and as you may know by now, I'm using the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara. I guess you can say I found a favorite mascara because I have been grabbing this mascara over and over. It's black and I love the comb. It really helps to brush through my lashes. And then I'm going to go ahead and set the face with the Morphe setting spray and start on my lips. For my lips, I am using the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Pitch. I've been loving this super dark chocolate brown lip liner. It's just given me everything that I need. So I am going to apply that. I kind of overline a little bit, and then I'm taking the Naday Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Sunkissed. This liquid lipstick used to be one of my favorite nudes. It's just more of a peachy nude, so it gives a little bit of color. But it also looks really good, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to take a concealer brush from Sigma and a little bit of extra foundation and just go around the edges of the bottom lip just to clean it up, make it look really sharp and clean. And then for lashes, I'm going to pop these 25mm mink lashes from Amazon. I think they were maybe like $7 or $8. Super inexpensive. If you have Prime, you can get them in a day or two, sometimes a day, sometimes 2 days. It just depends. And I'm popping those on to my lashes, and this was the second pair of lashes I actually applied this day because the first pair it just didn't look good on my eye, and it didn't go with the eye look. So yeah. So for lip gloss, because I just couldn't not put on lip gloss today, I'm taking the Sephora lip gloss in the shade Yes Honey. Yes Honey. It's just a really pretty light nude, and that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Thank you guys for bearing with me, and thanks for coming back to my channel. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye!